Good evening, everybody. This is Stephen Howson. This is Full-Time Devils. Manchester United have beaten Valerenga in our penultimate pre-season game, 3-0 in a completely dominant performance. Wasn't the sort of test that we've seen with even LA Galaxy or Real Salt Lake and obviously Manchester City, Real Madrid and Barcelona over on the American tour. But still a good test and still a good opportunity for Manchester United to try out different things. In the first half, we saw Manchester United set up in what's a bit of a traditional 4-3-3 for us. Saw us press quite high using Marcus Rashford, Mkhitaryan, and quite aggressive in midfield with Fellaini and Pogba trying to really put pressure on the back four and try and get a turnover quite high up in the line. As the second half started, we saw 9 changes from Manchester United. We switched that up to a 3-5-2. And in the 3-5-2, I thought we saw the better performance from Manchester United. We was in control in the first half, but I thought we was totally in control in the second half. I think 3-5-2 offers us just something else. And I think having Lukaku and Martial central, or Lukaku and Rashford as options, and I think even Mkhitaryan, Lingard and Mata are options to play as that number 10, that second striker. I like the idea of using Rashford and Martial for their pace. I think they complement what Lukaku offers really well. I think you get the best out of Paul Pogba in a midfield 3. And I think it just suits our overall gameplay. I think this really works for Manchester United. I think this is a formation that I wanted to see us use a little bit more on tour. I was a little bit disappointed in Mourinho not using it against Barcelona. I thought we was going to be up against it. Why not really test how a formation's going to work under the worst circumstances? And the worst circumstances is coming up against a forward 3 of Messi, Neymar and Suarez. So for me, that would have been the perfect opportunity to really find out and know whether you've got any issues with it or not. I thought Tuanzebe looked excellent when he came on. Good to see that he's in the manager's plans. McTominay getting a goal with well taken. Lukaku scoring from a corner. I threw it on Twitter. When was the last time we did that? And obviously everybody replies instantly, don't they, with the exact time and date and geological location of where that actually happened. But the point I was trying to make is United have not threatened from set pieces for the longest time. It was good to score from a set piece. So overall, yeah, not going to get carried away. The opposition, let's face it, just weren't on Manchester United's level, but we dealt with them. Time and time again, we came up against teams that weren't on our level last season in the Premier League, and we didn't deal with them. We thought we scored 3 goals unanswered with changing the whole team at half-time virtually. So I'm really happy with that performance. I think they can go away now. Go into that final pre-season game against Sampdoria on Wednesday. Probably another rotated side, probably another totally refreshed side. And put another good performance in, stake some claims to get a first team shirt in the Super Cup, and then maybe start the Premier League season with a bang. You're going to have to start like a rocket this season. There's so many teams that are potentially going to be really hard work. I think that you've got to start hard and you've got to start fast and you've got to really start putting points on the board from the first minute. No one's going to be able to take the first 4 or 5 weeks off of the season. We need to hit the ground running and start getting points on the board straight away. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind, I reckon. So what you guys are saying in the comments, who do you think was the man of the match? I thought Paul Pogba was absolutely fantastic. Matic is the key to 3-5-2. 3-5-2, Pogba captain. The goal scorers, in the first half, Fellaini scores one right on the stroke of half time. Lukaku scores like within a minute on the other side of half time. Then McTominay made it 3-0 about 20 minutes to go. Pereira played fantastic. Really enjoyed seeing that at the start of the second half. Pereira, Herrera and Pogba as the midfield 3. That was fantastic. Jose will step up both Lukaku's and Matic's work rate. I don't have an issue with Lukaku's work rate. Who do I think are the underdogs this season? I don't know, to be honest. Great workout is some of the comments. Matic, the perfect player to help bring through the likes of Timbo, Pereira and McTominay. This is it. This is the guy's got experience. That's it. He's won 2 titles. There's not a lot of that in our team, unfortunately, at the moment. So, yeah, definitely need some more of that. Pogba is so good. One of the comments, the boss like Matic, so that's good enough to be. Yep, I like that one. McTominay, Ballon d'Or winner next season. Let's calm down. We're not Arsenal fans. We're not going to get that excited. Pereira looks quality, says the legend of gaming. McTominay was good, says Kanishk. Can't believe how young Fosu is, says Alex. Yeah, Fosu's topping it. 3-5-2 makes it really nice in midfield. Yeah, I'm a big fan of 3-5-2. I don't think United are going to use it for our default formation, but I think it's an option. Can we win the title? Of course we can win the title. Of course we can win the title. And I'll tell you why we can win the title. I personally don't think any team has taken a massive step forward over the transfer window at all. I really think that everybody has sort of stayed a little bit still. Some have arguably gone backwards, including Manchester United. I think what we just needed to fix was a couple of things in terms of our finishing last season. We created as many chances as Spurs and Liverpool. We just didn't finish the chances the same way Spurs and Liverpool did. So, there you go. That's all we needed to do. It wasn't like it was like, oh, we're a million miles away here. We're not. We're not a million miles away. Europa League screwed us up. Go and look at our results post-Europa League. And I don't know the reason for that. It should really be theoretically the same as being in the Champions League, but for some reason it's not. Lukaku for 25 goals, says Ankush. No, says Matthew. 30. Lukaku's getting 30, mark my words. Absolutely, definitely getting 30. Callum says McTominay should have scored more. He could have scored more. Is Perisic needed, says Ali. Yes, of course he's needed. Now, in a 3-5-2, I'm not sure Perisic can play on that left-hand side of it. But ultimately, you don't pick a formation to be your formation for the entire season. You don't buy a player just for that one role. You buy a player because they can do other sorts of things. That boy says City have moved forward quite a bit. No, they haven't, though, have they? They've replaced another goalkeeper who we have no idea if he's going to be any good or not. They bought a load of fullbacks after Pep revolutionised the fullback position last season. They've not addressed what they needed, which is a holding midfielder and a new centre-half. They've still got Company and John Stones. John Stones is not good enough to be a centre-half at City the way they play. Vincent Kompany's absolutely mint. He's fantastic and he's a brilliant leader and he's someone that we could really do with at Manchester United. But guess what? He's massively injury prone and he will not play an entire season. So I'm actually not even that worried about City. If they'd have bought someone like Bonucci and maybe they'd have bought in a holding midfielder themselves, I'd have been like, now we've got problems. City scored goals last season. What have they done? They've bought more players to score goals. They've not directly addressed, apart from the goalkeeper who the jury's still out on, but they've not addressed all the shots that they was conceding. They've not addressed their inability to hold on to a lead. They've not addressed any of the issues. They've not created a plan B for when it doesn't go the way Pep wants to see it go. So, screw Manchester City. I'm sitting here not even slightly worried about them. They might go and do bits. They won 10 games on the bounce last season. People were saying that they'll never even lose a game. They was lucky to finish inside the top 4. Why is Perisic not good enough, Kieran? City's defence sucks, says Nishan. Do you think we've got a chance in the Champions League? I think the Champions League we have to get to the quarterfinals, but I think the semi-finals is probably a bridge too far for us. So it depends where you define success. Can we win it? Yes, we can win it. Doesn't mean we will win it. We could win it. We could get quite far in a competition because Jose's got that knack of getting through a couple of games. That doesn't mean we're the best team in Europe. I think we found out against Barcelona and Real Madrid that we're quite far off that. But can we win it? Yeah. Jose's won it with Porto and Inter. Are we better than those? Yeah, we are. So it can be done. I won't be putting money on it, but it can be done. Who is our biggest competition next season? I think it actually is City, to be honest. I think it actually is City. But I think we're better than them. I really do. I think Jose's tactical fluidity, his tactical flexibility means that we are better than City. If he can figure out how to beat them, then it's sound. Neymar to United, realistic. Come on. 3-5-2 against Madrid. Yeah, I would like to see us play 3-5-2 against Madrid. Really would. City don't need a defensive midfielder because Gundogan is back. Sound. Is he back though? Or is the most injury-prone player in the world going to get injured again? I'm just saying. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. But thank you guys for joining us. We'll be, I think we're live at lunchtime tomorrow with a preview for the final game of the season. The final game of pre-season, that is. So come and join us at lunchtime tomorrow. And all that good stuff. So thanks for tuning in for the game. Hope you enjoyed tonight's victory. Can we finish pre-season on a high? Well, we're about to find out, aren't we? Anyway, I'll see you very soon. Laters.